What's up guys, my name is Ace, and a few days ago, out of frustration as I was working through my challenges to unlock the well gun in Vanguard, I made this tweet right here, thinking it would resonate with a few people here or there, but it turns out it actually gained way more traction than my tweets normally do, and it seems like I really struck a chord with a lot of gamers these days, and therefore I wanted to dive a little bit deeper into this and make a video talking about it. And this entire tweet is framed around a particular style of challenge that's been popping up in the industry lately, and this isn't just in Call of Duty, we're seeing this in quite a few games these days, and this is the type of challenge that requires you to complete some really easy, menial task in a single match X number of times. In my opinion, this is a very flawed method of handling challenges in a game that doesn't properly challenge or engage the user base and doesn't get them excited about playing the game or wanting to play the game anymore. Instead, it's yet another one of those tools that the industry has been shifting toward that's very clearly designed to pad player retention and total playtime stats for the developers at the expense of the user experience. And to me, this is completely backwards, and it seems like in many ways at least, gaming in general has been on the decline, especially over the past several years, and I truly believe one of the biggest reasons that this is happening is that shift away from providing a great user experience and instead focusing on the metrics. And we have talked about this recently in some videos, but I'm just wanted to focus on these specific style of challenges and how I feel they could be improved to still get that player time and that player retention out of players, while also providing them with a rewarding experience that actually engages them into the game and something that they actually want to complete. So let's break it down, and we'll talk about it from the context of this well gun challenge that we had to complete. And with this challenge, what you had to do is get 10 kills with an SMG while aiming down sight in a single match 15 times. So the idea behind this is it's designed to suck the same amount of playtime out of everybody that wants to unlock this. Whether you're the best player in the game or you're just an average player, you're going to unlock this well gun at the exact same time. So I can see why this is attractive from the business point of view, where they're just focusing on the metrics and the numbers and they don't really care about the player experience. They just want to suck as much of that playtime out as possible. But the major flaw with this is it gives players the sense of doing a chore. There's nothing challenging or engaging or rewarding about getting 10 kills in a game while aiming down sight with an SMG. This challenge may as well just say use an SMG for 15 matches. It doesn't really require you to do anything special in game, nothing that's really interesting or engaging or different from how you would normally play the game. And on top of this, the thing I miss the most, and this is relating back to the tweet that I mentioned, is your skill level, or at least how well you play in that particular match, means nothing when it comes to this challenge. I could get 80 kills while aiming down sight with an SMG in a single game, which is amazing, and that looks great, and I should feel really rewarded for that. But when it comes to this challenge, I get 1 point out of 15 toward unlocking the well gun, just like the guy that got 12 kills with his SMG while aiming down sight in that same game. There's no sense of accomplishment or no drive to want to improve at the game, because it's not like your skill level really matters as to how efficiently you're able to unlock challenges anyway. There's no thought behind this, there's no strategy, there's no engaging process here. You're just sort of going through the motions with no drive to do better or try to do things more efficiently. And that right there is what destroys the experience of going through this challenge. Now, don't get me wrong, I like grinding for challenges. I like investing time to complete challenges in video games, and I think a lot of people share this same feeling as long as the challenges are engaging, and as long as the challenges are at least somewhat tied to your performance in the game. So if you do have a really good game and you perform extremely well, you should be rewarded for that exceptional performance when it comes to your challenge progress. This is what makes challenges engaging. As soon as I get my 10 kills while aiming down sight with an SMG for the well gun, the engagement is gone. I may as well put my controller down and just sit there for the rest of the game, because nothing I do after that matters when it comes to my challenge progress. Additionally, when you have challenges at least somewhat tied to your performance, this leads into the big picture of people wanting to improve at the game, wanting to get better at the game, because the better you are, the more efficiently you'll be able to get through the challenge process. And it feels great to be rewarded for putting the time in to improve at something. And I feel like so much of that has been lost in a lot of modern video games. Now, at the same time, I do understand that there should be somewhat of a flattening effect here, and you can't make the challenges way too difficult or time-consuming for lesser skilled players, for instance, just to appease the higher skilled players that want to feel challenged. And this is why I feel like one of the best solutions to this is to keep this style of challenge as is, while also offering an alternative challenge that doesn't require you to play a certain number of matches, but instead it requires you to complete a challenge that actually is challenging and engaging and will take some degree of skill to complete. A great example of this comes from one of the replies to my tweet. I think this is a great idea. This is coming from Sam, and his alternative challenge to go alongside it would be get 150 headshots with an SMG. I feel like this goes along perfectly with having that secondary challenge. It doesn't require you to play 15 matches, but for the average to below average players, 150 headshots with an SMG is probably going to take you more than 15 matches to complete. However, if you're a very good player that's confident in their ability to aim for the head and get those consistent headshots, you could absolutely complete this in far less than 15 games, and while doing this, it's actually engaging because you have something that you're actively working toward and it's directly tied to your performance and how well you play in a match. Instead of just using an SMG basically and getting those 10 kills while aiming down sight naturally, now in every gunfight that I'm getting into, I'm thinking, I've got to get this headshot toward my challenge. I want to work towards that, and the more I get in a game, the more I feel rewarded for that, rather than just reaching that artificial cap they place on a per game basis. So that means the entire time that I'm going through this challenge, I'm feeling engaged. I don't immediately lose that engagement the moment I get 10 kills in a match because I can't do anything else toward the challenge. I'm working toward this goal from start to finish with every single match that I play until I unlock the gun. And that actually sounds exciting to me. This is the type of thing that would make me want to go on and complete this challenge, rather than feeling the obligation to get on to complete this chore that they've set out for me. Now, in creating this two-tiered challenge system, obviously they'll have to use their player data to make sure everything balances out so they still get their player retention numbers. You can't make this secondary challenge way too easy to the point where a highly skilled player can easily get this done in like 2 matches or something. But I think it is totally reasonable to potentially sacrifice some of that playtime and that player retention if it's going to be providing a much more engaging experience that people actually want to be engaging with. When I look at the response to my tweet, I see so many people there that just said they stopped engaging with challenges like this at all, and they just stopped playing games like this because it felt like a chore rather than a fun and engaging experience. Short term, I'm sure this works great because people are willing to put up with a certain amount of nonsense and boring challenges in order to get the content that they want for the game that they enjoy. But when you start pushing it to the level that people stop enjoying the game in the first place and stop playing the game and caring about these challenges, that's where you start to run into some serious issues, and that's where I feel like we are with many games like Call of Duty Vanguard, for instance. So many players have just disengaged from the game entirely and they've stopped playing. And while this type of challenge obviously isn't the primary factor or the only factor involved, it's just one piece of the puzzle, I do feel it is a very important piece of the puzzle to keep players engaged and excited and wanting to play the game. Now, of course, these are all just my thoughts and opinions on these style of challenges and how I feel they're actually pretty harmful to the overall gameplay experience. This is where I want to hear from you guys, though, in the comments section below. What do you think about these style of challenges in any video game? Not just Call of Duty, but this general style of challenge that requires you to complete some menial task for X number of matches. Do you agree with me? Do you think this really does suck a lot of the engagement and the enjoyment that you receive for playing the game and trying to work towards something? Or is it just not really a big deal to you? Just let me know down below. If you enjoyed the video, a like rating is always appreciated. And don't forget to subscribe for more if you haven't already. I'll talk to you guys next time.